Hello everyone. I hope everyone is well, feeling healthy still. So right now we are in quarantine in Russia, St. Petersburg, and we have no idea how to get out of here at the moment. Or we have a little idea, but it'll be a little bit difficult. But everything's good here so far. Actually, although it's very super uncertain situation right now, outside the world, but what has been for us something that we can be really being able to focus and put all our attention is the Qigong course that we've been making. And we really had a lot of time here to just put all our effort into that. And right now it's very soon it's ready, almost there, and it's looking pretty amazing. And here is Samuli, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know me already, Eero.
So what we're gonna talk about right now is the story behind the Qigong course, like how it came to be, and what's going to be inside the course. And it's not coming out today, but it should come out tomorrow. We have some polishing to do and small stuff, but it's nearly ready to go.
Yeah, I think as I said, we're going to talk about for example, the very start, when we went first time met the master, this is, for me, this is really funny because we were just interested in the hardening stuff. You have seen the video from the master, and it was such a mind blown experience to notice that this guy has so much more knowledge and actually much more useful than, well, how do you compare what is useful and not, but for at least personal regarding fitness and training and being as a personal trainer, I found a lot of useful material from there, and people I don't think have any idea what this master actually has.
Yeah, because the problem is that he's not self-promoting himself online all the time like a lot of other people. So you don't we didn't know what he could actually do, and no one else, not many people know what he's really capable of. Most of the stuff you see is just a really tiny bit what he can actually do and what he actually knows.
Even in our videos, it's just you see the forms, you see some harder and breaking stuff, but this stuff that is going to be on the course, no one has seen. And we've done a lot of research in YouTube, and the master has as well, trying to just find if there exists this sort of material and with this level, and you just can't find it. This is the craziest thing. It's not just that, it's the master is, you wouldn't know what the master has, but no one really has any idea what they do there in the Qigong world when it comes to that. Yeah, nice to see many of you joining here. You can also ask some questions, especially in the end as well. But yeah, we've had three trips to Taiwan, and the very first one there, like I said, we focused on a lot of the hardening, but we already realized a lot about the knowledge, the Qigong stuff and the internal Kung Fu, and this was kind of what actually brought us back to Taiwan as well, because we wanted to learn more about this stuff, the breathing and just taking care of the health as well, and the strengthening exercises that you can find from Qigong. This was something we want to delve into more. And on the second, I think, visit, it became very clear that we actually wanted to make the course. We weren't actually sure on the first visit, but
yeah, but it still wasn't confirmed because the master was very hesitant. He wasn't but anyway, we just tried to ask him let's do this, because it was mind-blowing material to us, because we have never seen anything like that. And eventually he said yes, and then we went to the place for the third time in February of this year, so during the corona outbreak, and that's how it came to be.
Yeah. I meant that it was for us. It's quite clear we want to make it, but for the master we still need to talk a lot, and it took a lot of time to just build a good relationship, because this is the thing. Now we are like very, very close, and we have a big like trust between us and come to know each other. He came to the agreement that this is really good stuff, and this is something like the master said, like this. He has some knowledge that he just need to share, So this is how it happens, and yeah, this is true. Like talking about like the uncertainty. This already started on the third visit. This was already the corona was out there.
Yeah, like it was very like we were super lucky to go to Taiwan, because 1 week later they like added the 2 weeks quarantine to everyone who came from like Hong Kong or other parts of like Asia, and that's where we came from. So it was super lucky we even made it to Taiwan before the corona outbreak and such.
Really close to even get this done, and then in there like just like thinking, is there some virus here? Or
yeah, because it was like we spent almost 1 month, like over 3 weeks.
Yeah,
3 weeks in Taiwan, and it was super crazy at the time. Like,
connection is bad. Are you guys hearing us well and seeing us okay? Let us know. Yeah. But yeah, really, the third time that we went there, it's very close that we wouldn't have gotten to make this course at all. So very, very lucky in this regard, and to get out also just at the right time as well.
yes.
Here. Yeah, about the course itself. So this will be very, very massive. I mean, the thing is, like, all our programs sort of like usually have been quite big, and we're always excited about the program that we're doing. We're doing that exact training, and the same thing with this course as well. Like, we are now doing the Qigong ourselves. We're doing and living and breathing it and practicing it. Also making the course about it, and there's so much to actually learn in it.
Yeah, I think this is so far like the biggest course and the most in-depth course we have ever done. It's massive. It's much bigger than any previous program. Although they were big as well, but this one, it's long. It's going to take like a long time to like really learn the stuff, and even just watch the videos, and even the content is like so unique, so special. It's like you cannot find it from anywhere else, I think.
Yeah, it may be a little overwhelming, but there's a very clear also structure of this is how we wanted to make it. Like it's very accessible and clear knowledge on how to get into this world of the Qigong.
In the course, we will cover like the different like health practices from Qigong, and even like some Qigong theory behind everything. And then we go to like breathing techniques. And actually the breathing techniques, I think they are some of the best we have ever seen. And we used to, in the past, maybe 2 years ago, we went to this 1-day breathing workshop by a really big name in the market. And this stuff, I think it's much better than what you can actually find for most of the West.
And the weirdest thing for me is that what I've understood that in many, well, now that if you go to Qigong class, because there are Qigong classes and stuff there, the teachers and so on, but in almost every case that I've heard, at least, there's very, very little information about the breathing actually, or if at all. And this is like unbelievable, because it's what we realized there is that breathing is actually like the key. It's the most fundamental, it's the most important thing that you need to actually learn if you will want to start to do the forms or actually get all the benefits out of them. So this is also, and so we have many ways of breathing for different actual purposes in the body, and these relaxation techniques, a way to heal yourself, treat yourself, way to do self-massage techniques that are also energizing.
Yeah, I think the problem for me with the previous breathing stuff was that you learn some techniques like different styles of breathing, but you don't actually learn how to breathe, like the actual the mechanicals, like the part, like how to actually use the body. Like you just learn like to breathe in different intervals and stuff like that, and then it's just some special technique. But only after learning from the master, I learned how to actually use the body to breathe, like how to use the muscles, like every muscle in the body. And that was the biggest thing for me, because it's actually, that's the most fundamental and the most important thing, is to actually just learn how to control the body during the breathing, and how to breathe with the muscle and with the body. And
the mind is like how to use your mind to help with the breathing.
Yeah, and of course, there are many techniques, special techniques for different purposes, like warming the body, strengthening the body, purifying the body, and then also just like it goes really deep. It goes super deep.
Yeah. I think it's also very interesting was the.
But to me, it's like it didn't matter how deep or how advanced it gets if you don't master the basics first.
Qigong forms are even they're like drawn, so it's like really super cool and like authentic stuff. So you're gonna learn some Buddhist sleeping technique as well, and it's like you have no idea like how overwhelming and large this package is going to be.
And this is only the first section, the health Qigong section. It also has the body's Qigong, like forms, like exercises, and they are also very special, like, and very effective as well. Like, they really target the spine in so like special ways that most people have never experienced in the West, I think, because the Western exercise methods, like almost any mobility classes and like that, they don't really target the spine in the same way. It's hard to like explain, but it's very unique. Because you maybe stretch in the Western methods, you stretch the muscles and you build like active mobility, but you don't really, so you don't go so deep in the spine, the spinal mobility and that part, I think.
Yeah, I would say that at least like regarding every possible articulation, like it's not just even like we maybe have like well, you do extension or you do flexion, but then in there you do like extension, rotation, and then so it has such a different articulation that you do, and then you combine like different like these hip rotation patterns, squeezing the muscles in different manner, relaxation. There's actually the forms. There's a certain like stages there as well that the master explained like how to master, because they can be so complex that you have no idea actually what's going on in the form. So you need to start by sort of doing a more superficial, just like imitating, and then it goes deeper from there. Step by step, you take these different levels to it, like the contraction, breathing, and then finally there's a certain like a balanced way to do these forms. So it actually takes a lot of time to master this form of training.
Yeah, I think the big difference with the Western method is that the Western is only the first level. It's really only the first level. Like
this is
it's only the superficial level. Only the like all exercise, they're very superficial. The level where you are not even like in tune with the body. You are not in tune with your breath. You are not in tune with you are not actually doing anything except like going through the motions.
This is exactly like I was thinking one time, even before like the Qigong course, like because in our, for example, approach, or we can think of, you can have like a bad form, poor form, you just have almost no form and you're basically hurting yourself. And then the other step, you can go to this sort of externally good form where you're imitating and you watch like this is how you kind of should do. And then the stage after that is the internally good form, where you actually are very aware, you're very in tune with your body, you feel what's going on, you can feel the right form, you can feel the support of the different muscles. And so the Qigong goes here and even further from this sort of third stage, which I could say.
Yeah, and the thing with even if you do like Qigong, because I did Qigong in Australia and also Tai Chi, and the teacher was like a multiple time like a wushu champion in China, and she was Chinese, and it was still like compared to what we learned from the master, like the Jian Yushan, it was still very superficial and basic level of Qigong. It wasn't like.
Did they cover breathing at all?
Yeah, kind of, but very superficial as well. So because I don't know, it's in the West, it's just very superficial level. They don't really go deeper into the body and the mind. It just stay in the very basic level with the most teachers.
There's actually is actually yet another additional sort of level of depth to this course, which is the history part, which I didn't mention. But this is actually, for me personally, was so interesting. I've never heard these stories about the history of Shaolin. There's also a history about and the origin, the incredible origin of the monkey style kung fu, and also like the history part itself. Like it gives a certain like context. Like because when you go to this course, you're really literally like stepping into this realm. Like you get the sort of whole universe of Qigong, where it comes from, where it
and Kung Fu as well.
of Kung Fu and Qigong. So I think it gives a very like full experience.
Yeah, because when I was like a teenager, I was really into like Chinese martial arts as well, and like all kinds of martial arts, like Japanese and even Indian martial arts and shots. And I really like watched all the videos from Shaolin Kung Fu and Chinese martial arts, and I even read some books. And over the years, we have also done like lots of different, how do you say, like different like Kung Fu related videos and articles. And you would expect that after all that stuff, we would have like a good understanding of what Chinese martial arts and Chinese Qigong actually is. And even after I did like Tai Chi and Qigong in Australia, I would have like a good, or even like a basic understanding of what it really is. But after I met the master, Jian Yu-shan, and got deeper and deeper, I realized that I didn't know actually anything.
Yeah,
like I was just,
nothing.
It was just some like outside view to the world and not actually knowing like from the people who were inside the in the pure stars and pure lineage, like Qigong and stuff like that's what the master will like talk about soon in a video, and what is also inside the course is the difference between hybrid styles and the pure lineage styles. And before I only had the basic understanding of the hybrid styles and the hybrid and the very that kind of stuff. And I didn't have any understanding of the pure styles and the pure lineage, what is actually like the real and the real ancient. And because like in the West, everything is like commercialized, and everything is like you think you know everything, but in the East, it's in the hands of really small numbers, like only like some families and some people have the knowledge, and then they spread it like quite slowly to other people, and then they keep it protected. Like you cannot take videos of the what you learn. Like it's very common in monkey kung fu. There are schools all over the world, and you cannot take any video. That's why it's like on YouTube you cannot find any good stuff, because you cannot take it. You cannot do it. And so
there's a bunch of stuff like that is actually, like we said, like even in this course also it's huge. It's still quite a small part of what Hisham, the master, possesses, because most of the knowledge that he has is so secretive that it's only for the disciples. There's a certain part of like, especially the monkey forms and such, so or part some of them. So, but anyway, the knowledge that is there comes basically. It's like you're learning inside the temple, inside Shaolin. Like this is inside knowledge, comes from the lineages, comes from the old masters that that Hisham had. If you watch the video of the where we Hisham talks about himself, you saw there all the masters, there were like 3 old masters who all come from this, had the pure style, and this is where he also got his knowledge.
Yeah, like he learned from the grandmasters and actual masters. He didn't learn like some
YouTube guru.
Yeah, like some like Master YouTube or someone else, like a really distant guy from the grandmaster. Like he learned directly from the grandmaster and the masters, who really have the pure skill, and that's why he has the pure skill as well. And that's why it's like really like that's what makes this course like super special, because it's like very hard to actually find a master even in any like pure style, and to get like the access is even harder.
And I think like people will also, because of this like background of him, like how he has learned and how he actually teaches or has teach his students, like years and years, like decades actually. It's like the way of his way of teaching in the videos is like really incredible also. Like it's just, it's super authentic. You like kind of like feel like you're there. Like this is, at least when I even watch the videos now, like, you know, you're right back there in his like apartment or whatever. It's, I think you maybe will enjoy this too. But maybe to recap, just like we talk about first, is the health stuff. So you have the breathing, the relaxation and sleeping and all this stuff, and then you have this sort of soft form of soft Qigong form, amazing mobilization, strengthening, just activation for the whole body. This is like the first section. It's already huge. And then we have the second section, which is this sort of like warrior Qigong, and something we didn't even talk about here. So it has, because it has the hard form, of course, which is much more intense. There's like a super powerful stuff, amazing. I love those moves there. But there's also a hardening method there, like for the full body. This is called the golden bell.
Yeah, like you strengthen the body and you strengthen the mind, like make it really like unbreakable and unstoppable. Yeah. Like that's like like the golden bell was like for like centuries it has been like one of the most protected skills of the ancient Shaolin. So it's like, yeah, I think the fighting Qigong part is probably the most unique, because to be able to do it like properly, you have to be it. You have to be the right person, and you have to have the right skill. Like the form alone, if you don't have the energy to perform the form, it like you are just teaching like the superficial level. But if you really have the presence and the depth and energy and everything behind it, then you can like really teach the proper fighting Qigong, and it gets really like it gets so fierce. And it's like hard to explain because most people have never seen anything like that.
I think the only way to train the hard Qigong is to become internal. You can't train it. You can't do the hardening if it's not like the energy is not there. You will not. You know, it's not good to do this. So you need to like really become the form and really learn this like internally through your body, and not just like do some like dancing, like, because this is basically what, you know, sometimes even the master calls like, some people do some form and it's like it's just dancing or some showing or do some tricks. There's no internal, how do you say, like internal expression of your energy really in it. Yeah. Maybe look at some of the questions here as well if you want to.
Yeah, we can look at questions.
Yeah, because I think there's not a lot. No, this is not the first time we're doing a live chat. We have done a couple of times before. I have done even more also.
Yeah, but this time we're just more tired because we have been working so hard, hard with the course that it's like. Yes.
Yeah, this is actually true. I've been like wait till very late at night, just like doing everything, but it hasn't even bothered. It's almost like I explained at the start, this is something that I really enjoyed. I can put something in my focus, everything else in the outside world. I don't know, maybe something crazy is happening, but you know, for us, like have this sort of mission to put out, and I'm very passionate and excited about it.
Someone asked the release date. It should come out tomorrow, unless something happens, but tomorrow or the day after, definitely.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it. That's really nice to hear, I think. Someone is asking, like, can he add weight for the stability morning routine? I don't know if you mean, so you mean the morning routine to next stability routine?
Yeah, I think if he can already do the advanced version, I think it's like, I don't know how strong the guy is, but for me, like the advanced is like.
I don't do mean a weight waste. I mean, you can try like, but I would say like, make sure you can all first do the hard version.
Yeah, but I think that's the problem with the Western mentality. Like that's exactly the problem.
Yeah.
Because you just want to make it as hard as soon as possible, and then you ruin the exercises and you ruin the effects.
Yeah, this is the crazy. You know, think about this was good because I was talking just about the hard Qigong form. You're not using it. You can use the iron rings. You will see the form there as well. But you don't. First of all, you don't use anything, no weights at all, and it's tremendously hard. And why? Because you make it hard to with your mind by conducting like energy, conducting power, and this is really the craziest thing in there. But yeah, you will know more about it later. How long to?
And the Lindus asks, does breathing from Warrior 20X has similarities with the Qigong? I think it's very different because
it's very different actually. Warrior 20X breathing is for that sort of high intensity, like pace training,
like panic situation or stress situations.
Yeah,
and I think it's more like the systemized style. It is good, but it's different.
Yeah, very different. Like this teaches like the full body breathing mechanics, the course, and also for this health and everything more. Like relaxation.
Like there's actually like breathing techniques you can use when you are like in a cold weather and you're walking outside and you're like, oh, and you can use a breathing technique to warm up the body, and that's like one of the techniques.
I think it was like something that originated from like the Himalaya and the mountains. Like these guys there, like they developed this way of breathing that warms their body. Your videos helped me a lot to maintain my morale and strength in this period of confinement, and I learned a lot from you. This is very cool to hear. I think we have a lot of material for sure that everyone can try to do at home and still stay motivated and strong always.
I think there's a new question. Do yoga and Qigong complement each other or not? I think it's actually like I would say like Qigong is like the masculine, like the masculine version of yoga, and more like Qigong is like practical and more like masculine version of yoga. If it's politically correct to say.
Yeah, if it is, and of course, like the Qigong you see nowadays, I think it's very it's very feminine anyway. Like
it's very yoga-like energy, but the real Qigong can be really different.
I'd say like there's a big just like difference in the spirit that you put out when you do this practice, but to complement each other, you combine like more softer style with a more harder style, like the yoga with Qigong. I think they can complement each other, so I don't think this would be necessarily a problem, though. There's somebody asked, is it really possible to teach Qigong in an online course? Like, aren't there serious limitations? Well, maybe I'd say maybe in some techniques this can be for sure, but I think at least what we have learned and what we have in the videos there, it's very, very clear, and you can very clearly focus and follow everything that is given there, and it's not something that you necessarily need to have someone there.
And the videos are also like very long and very in-depth. Like it's almost the same as being in the same room with the master. That's why if you take it seriously, then you can learn it. But if you just like watch it like you don't care, then it doesn't work.
Like I was explaining, the teaching style of the master is like he's right there, and he doesn't like hurry. It's not like this thing like we were thinking. Sometimes you make a course with some people and they're like, okay, I have this amount of minutes and this and this and this is what I will explain them. And this is not at all. He takes his time. He doesn't hurry. He goes like these tiny details and everything that is there. And I think it's an incredible way of to learn there online from him. And I don't see there would be any problems with it. Let's see. How to do this? How to do in these days of Corona all squares of training are closed? But I mean, this, for example, Qigong course, no gym is required at all. Honestly, you can do everything inside. Of course, outside is usually a very good place to do some breathing exercise, for example, the form. But No equipment is needed.
Yeah, I think this is like perfect to do in this situation because you can do it at home and really like to train the breathing and really train the muscles and strength and the whole physiology. Like you can really impact your like hormonal systems with this kind of training.
And I mean, it's what I do here every day at the moment. Even like I do the breathing stuff all the time. I do some of the form training, even like here, right here, like where we live. Repent your sins. Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to watch these over questions as well, so I don't skip anything. Where did you get the idea of doing workouts using animal movements? Well, actually, a lot of this came from martial arts. For example, in the very early days when I did Taekwondo, in the warm-ups, we used to do like some animal movements. And after this, it was also like the capoeira training had a little bit similar type of movements as well. And from there, it's just kind of like the martial arts and just like the own interest to this movement. It's basically just movement training, because animal movements was movement training. It didn't matter if I really did like animal movements or just like moving around, so they all went together. And just realizing like how actually beneficial that sort of whole body movement was compared to the training that I was doing, which was just like very simplistic, like bodybuilding type, muscle building, which made me quite stiff when I was doing just that type of training. So it was more through the contrast, realizing how beneficial they are, and then the background from martial arts brought it together. Can I see it later? This live you can watch later. We will put it on the channel. You need to. What do you feel after you doing the program? Not sure if this is about the course, like how do we feel after doing the course training, or but so far like really amazing, especially regarding the breathing stuff. Like I do feel different actually. My breathing has changed quite a lot because I never put that sort of conscious effort to it. Like I feel like actually have a much greater ability to even like use the diaphragm. And this is actually the thing, because the very first time I even started to like focus on abdominal breathing, it felt like really tight, like literally like tight here in the stomach trying to breathe. Usually we talk about you have a tight hamstring, you have whatever tight quad or something, but you don't actually realize that your breathing muscles and apparatus and this whole area can be also tight. And it takes some time to condition it back to its sort of normal, whatever pliability and function.
Yeah, for the last month, I have mostly focused on breathing as well, and it has really changed, like how I feel and how I perform and everything.
And the great thing about, for example, the hard style form, or well, even the Buddhist, but the hard style form, when you do it, you're like immediately you get like pumped. You just like filled with like this sort of just feeling like I don't know, beast or some warrior. You know, it is warrior among stuff. But
yeah, and that's actually a big thing about the course as well, because the health Qigong, it has like the relaxation and calming techniques, but also the form like can really like if you are feeling like stressed or anxious or depressed, like it can really bring everything down.
Yeah,
and make like really relaxed. And if you need to like get ready for some like performance or like public speaking or like interview or something, and then you can do the fighting Qigong form, and you're like full of energy and you're ready to go. And that's like, because it really changes your mind as well, like this stuff, because it's and it impacts it super fast as well. Because sometimes when I feel like nowadays because of the media and stuff, like you can feel like really like stressed because of the situation. And if you just do the Qigong practice, even just for like 2 minutes or 5 minutes, you can like immediately like calm everything down and feel normal again. And I think that's very important.
Yeah, it gives you like a certain like power over your states, over your feelings, over your like with the calmness, or whether you need to fire yourself up. Like this, sometimes people are just like, well, I know, I can't do this or that. Or,
yes.
Or it can be the opposite. You're like just like, oh my god, you know, you're just panicking and you're like, ah. And then you have the power also to bring yourself down from there and find a certain calmness.
And actually, that's what the breathing can also do, because it has like the calming breathing and then also like the power of breathing, like which builds like strength in the whole body.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the difference between like these breathing techniques and like everything else, like in the West, what like Wim Hof and everyone is teaching, they have lots of like how do you say, what the master says, that they have focused too much on fire. Like it's too much like energy, and then they're like all the time like this, which is okay, but they don't have like the other part, like really relaxing the body and really calming the mind part so well, like practiced.
Yeah, this is what I've noticed is many people, if they have done breathing training, they all have this methods for like firing themselves up usually, but the opposite is lacking.
Like even before, like many years ago, when I started practicing the breathing techniques, I did like the different techniques you learn from the Western guys, and it's like you get high and you get like energy, but it's just one small part of the big picture.
You always shower cold. Not always, but usually the way is first warm shower, normal shower, wash yourself, then finish with the cold.
Yeah, I take a cold shower every time, like after the warm shower.
Same.
Yeah. But the problem because I've traveled a lot around the world, like only in the northern hemisphere, the water is actually cold. Like if you go Asia, like South Asia, like South or Southeast Asia, or even like the Southern Europe, it's not cold. Like the water it's not cold.
Yeah, you need to like have some
ice cubes.
Yeah. and like do a ice bath actually, if you want. Yeah, there's many questions again, like when will it come out? So probably tomorrow, unless something weird happens. So your training videos have made life very different. It helps me overcome a lot of difficulties. It's given me a lot of focus and it's given me routine. Qigong will only add to that. Yes, I think so too. This also gives us a very similar effect as well. Focus and just like this sort of like an inner strength as well.
What's your favorite MMA training? Striking, BJJ, wrestling? We actually have like a MMA video coming out maybe in next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. So you mean what is the favorite from MMA?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I've enjoyed wrestling a lot, but also striking. I can't say which one I like most. I really like both styles actually. There's something maybe in wrestling that I always enjoy, but it's actually usually harder. It's very suffocating sometimes. We've been training here in Russia. We were training MMA, but they also closed the gyms here.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, last week, and it was we were lucky that it lasted even that long, because in every other place they were already closed. So
yeah, I personally like the striking, like boxing, or like the hands, because it's not just boxing, and wrestling the most, and maybe the BJJ the least at the moment, because we haven't gotten so deep into it yet. But right now, I think both of us are pretty good in stand-up and wrestling. Like that's the.
Yeah, the thing is, like there's still like techniques and sort of like difficulty maybe to find do like finishes in wrestling, but we are starting to get a really good picture otherwise of it, and especially like stand-up wrestling, some techniques and such. But when you go to the ground and the jiu-jitsu stuff, where you need to like do this also weird submissions, it's still a lot of missing. Mm-hmm. Let's see, is there still... Well, there's a lot of questions also about the price. Do we...
Yeah, it will be revealed tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it definitely won't be like cheap.
Yeah.
Due to the depth and the knowledge and the size of everything, because it's really it's super big, and it's like you get like everything from the like very like the I don't say like a basic understanding of everything.
Yeah.
But it goes really deep and advanced as well. But it's like a super like a comprehensive package.
Someone is saying greetings from Helsinki. Greetings to there. Yeah, we will see. You know, we might maybe in about a month or so we might go back to Finland. We have to see how the situation goes here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right now it's quarantined only until 5th of April, so less than a week, but it can change. And they can extend it all the time, so it's hard to say. But it's not like 5 weeks like in the West.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
Yet.
You have traveled very much. Like, how do you keep a particular diet with so many cultures and types of food? And actually, like, we don't always keep a particular diet. Like, I think we are both like very flexible and like trying out different stuff. And this is kind of, I don't think like it doesn't really break you. This sort of, or we don't have like the strict like paleo thing or strict like eat only carbs or eat only meat or whatever. So we haven't like noticed that that would be even needed for fitness necessarily. So it's not, hasn't been really a problem, but sometimes it is actually, because you feel like, especially in Finland, I think like they're always like the food quality is sort of good. Like you just eat something, you know that it's clean, you don't get sick. And in some places, even in Russia, sometimes it feels like it's not, the quality is not really there always. And especially in Asia, so you have to be kind of careful about that, because that can really like ruin your
like 2 weeks.
Yeah, for 2 weeks. So this is kind of the problem sometimes.
Yeah, like in traveling, like the stuff can almost kill you. Like Eero died almost once, and I almost died once in like Asia. Yeah. Like really severe like food poisoning, like that kind of stuff.
Hmm. So somebody is Elindus is fixing his hip in addition to anything else, everything else, doing conditioning, and also the Athlete 20XX program. This is nice to hear. I think the Athlete 20X should help a lot with hip problems. For sure, there's complete covers all the articulations of the hip. Usually this is what helps. Well, actually, most problems. You just need to start using your joints in a proper way, controlled manner. And good luck to the kickboxing class. We'll see, you know, when they open. Like, this is the thing. Like, even the MMA here should be like in a couple of weeks they should open again, but who knows?
There's a question: do you recommend a vegan diet? Probably not any one diet, but it's important to have like everything balanced, because like what I've noticed with my body, and Eero has also noticed, that if you get too much of one thing, then it's not balanced, and then it creates problems. So you have to keep like everything like on a good level, and that's why it's good to have like a vegan days sometimes, and you have like vegan meals, and just avoid like meat for a while because if you always eat it, it starts to create problems.
Yeah, and before like we had before we had vegan days, I didn't like recognize in a way the feeling of not wanting to eat meat in a way. Although now, you know, when I have the vegan, my health and how I felt in general, so it can be very important though to consider having some vegan days in a week.
Yeah, what we are actually doing, we're having like 2 weekend days per week. Like you can have it like maybe Monday and Wednesday, or Wednesday and Friday. How do you like it? But it will like really change like everything after 1 month. It's like it's just everything feels different, and it feels like the meat is also working much better because you are not overloading the body with the stuff.
Somebody's asking, are you teaching a class now? I'm not exactly sure what you mean.
Yeah, like the online mobility class is running.
Yeah, the mobility class is always running.
Yeah, since the releases.
Have you ever tried or heard about Vipassana 10-day course? I have not actually heard about this. I think like delving into yoga deeper at some point might be possible for myself, for sure, out of interest, but the moment.
Feel like any reason to do yoga at the moment. It's all Qigong the same, and I think here it's like the teacher makes the biggest difference. In like the more high level and more like complex the training, the better the teacher has to be. Otherwise, it just becomes the first level, the superficial level, very easily. Like the teacher can only show you the motions and only show you how to do the external form. But in Qigong, it's especially true. Like a bad teacher can only teach you how to do the motions, and then a better teacher can show you a little bit deeper, and a really good, like a master can really can really go so deep, like you cannot even imagine how deep it is possible to go into the body and physiology of the.
Yeah, maybe the question also meant like Qigong, like there are this kind of very different type of Qigong. Even if you have like a good teacher or a bad teacher, let's say you have a good teacher and he can teach you a form of Qigong, and then he can teach you a completely different form of Qigong. So this is also like what you see only now is the sort of usually the sort of health focused Qigong and soft forms of Qigong. And I think, for example, people have might have like seen this sort of like soft style of them and like very like something, yeah. But then when it comes to the hard Qigong, you don't even like.
I don't like the hard Qigong. It doesn't even exist like anywhere. Like I don't like no one can even like tell me like yoga has it, because it doesn't. Like I don't know any form where you can even find like that style of training.
Me neither. Never encountered that.
And and in the West and even in the East, it's mostly in the West. It's like the health Qigong, really the basic, mostly the superficial level, and it's combined with the Western New Age stuff mostly, because the real the health Qigong from the East, it doesn't have the same like the same mentality and the same like healing. Like it has the energy aspect, but it's totally in a different way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like in the West, it's like it's just so weird.
A certain like a mantra to it as well, and so you get the sort of Buddhist culture with it as well, the sort of like enlightened state, and I think it's really great, as well. Like it's not some like you said, like New Age stuff. It's really like original Buddhist stuff from the temples,
and it's practical as well. It's like you immediately can like see how it works. Like it's very practical. Like everything is super practical. But in the West, it's like they talk about like healing energy, and then just some like imagine this some energy and it heals you. Like it's not like it's most of it is, in my opinion, is a scam. Like it's not, because it's like some esoteric, like someone has just like come up with the stuff like out of nowhere. It has no like practical application.
That's the craziest thing, because I mean the master uses words. He uses words like energy, like words like chi and it always usually made sense. Like it's somehow he has a way to just make it like embody it in some way, make it clear like what it is, and it doesn't just is something in the clouds there. Like you get to actually do something practical with what you hear and get to like do it, and this is like
yeah, because you can immediately see like what it means. Because if it's not like the energy is like you can live in the whole body.
Well, we're not going to be teaching a Qigong movement class by yourself, at least not in a while, but because this is what the course is for. That's where the classes you can find, and the master teaches. By the way, like someone asked, will Vava be uploading videos of the master teaching forms or basic skills? Maybe not so much, but there's at least, we'll put out a lot of content from him, but maybe not something where he teaches actual forms. At his Instagram, he has live calls very often where he like shows some forms, some exercises, some techniques for all kind of stuff. Like he does these live calls that are quite long and very extensive, and people can also like ask about different things in the call. So I would really recommend to go and follow the master's Instagram account. That's the what is it, Monkey Boxer in Taiwan. We can maybe type it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, but and you can also find him through my Instagram, which is the Air West, because there I've tagged him in the pictures. So Instagram, I recommend to go follow the master there. Sometimes eat chocolate, so sometimes some sweets, for sure.
But no candy or
Yeah.
like any soda drinks.
Okay, I like the idea of having taken the workout solo when I survive a Warrior 20xx workout with jumping jacks in the rest period. I think that in the workout, the workouts there are kind of like a battle. It's all about like pushing yourself. Also, like this is the intensity comes a lot from just you pushing it, not just like going there like.
Yeah, and there are many levels of quitting as well. Like it's not just like quitting completely during the workout, but if you slow down, if you like start to like do it like in a lazy way, the exercises, then it's like one form of quitting.
Yeah.
And it's okay in the beginning, but you should always try to keep the intensity high and keep the level high.
Yeah, run to the goal, like that.
Yes, and not slow down at all. But just keep it going and going and going.
Yeah, actually, like my method was usually like the first couple of rounds you can maybe like feel it out, warm up, and then take the touch. But the last 3 rounds, the third round, you start to like up the intensity, and the fourth and the fifth round, that's championship rounds, and that's when you go the hardest actually. But this is something you can then progress. But if you think about getting the word to the next program, like I do the workouts as a follow-on format, so you can actually follow my intensity there. Because it can be hard to actually push yourself like this. I've noticed. It helps when there's someone, a teacher.
Yeah, the Michael asks, will there be guidance on where to purchase the bamboo and steel massage brushes and so on? And yes, the course will show you where to get like all the equipment you need and how to build it yourself if it's not possible to buy. But you don't actually, for the most of the course, you don't need anything. Just your body weight is enough. But for like some stuff like that, the course will have everything in it.
Okay, so should we maybe finish this live course soon? Or there's some more questions?
There's one like your thoughts on CrossFit.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's like a sport, a competition sport. That's the main purpose. And if you get good at it, you will get strong, but you will also destroy and hurt the body.
It's a form of like high intensity training usually, and very intense form of training. But
it's not a complete training system. It's a sport, not a training. It's not even like a proper strengthening system. It's a sport.
Yeah, I think the thing is like oftentimes, for example, compared to like our high intensity training, the CrossFit always emphasizes that sort of like the Olympic lifting and lifting super heavy, and you don't always so much focus on the form, and often they let the sort of the numbers too much like dominate the thing, and this usually causes the wear and tear. But yeah, as a very tough like form of like intensity training, it can be good, but alone and done too far, I don't think it can be detrimental as well. What do you think about the carnivore diet and battling retinitis pigmentosa?
I think the reason why the carnivore diet works in the beginning is because you take a break from all this bad stuff, and you take a break from like overloading your body with like certain foods and certain like vitamins and minerals, and instead you just, I think you can get the same results if you focus on such in a super like narrow limited diet.
Yeah, I think this might be like why it actually works
in the beginning, at least.
Like the principle there behind it. But like in general, like trying out different diets, I think it can be really good. Like when you have like, I did this all the time when I had like problems, somewhere health or skin problems. I was always like trying to find a way. It's just a matter of what can really work. The carnivore diet, maybe if this helps, you can continue for a time. You can try to then introduce more stuff to your diet and see if that's good. And then you can even go like without the meat diet as well for a little period of time. So it's about really like figuring out also.
And actually, yes, tomorrow will come out the trailer, and it will give you like a basic understanding. And on the page, you will see like the whole course layout, the curriculum. Like you will see every lesson like laid down with like information, because then you will see like this course is not a joke. Like it's like it has been never done before, but we are going to do it.
I think the curriculum will actually be really
because it's usually this long or this long, and it's like long videos each, so it's massive.
I have purchased Movement 26 and love it. Nice. Is there a way to contact you directly regarding possible attendance and instruction at our retreats we will be facilitating at our this? I think it means. I mean, you can send us the email for sure. Like for example, my email. It's the airwest@gmail.com. If you have something, so that's also fine. Right now, I can like I said, like all sort of retreats and workshops are kind of in the future because we don't even know if we can travel this year much. But for any inquiries of this sort of stuff, you can put into an email, send us email.
The website. Yeah, vavafitness.com.
Yeah, there is like also. Is it bad to combine movement, athlete, and warrior in the same day? Yeah, well, depends. It can be way too much, or if you're super strong, if you're in very good shape, it might be an okay amount. And also depends on what workouts are you doing. Because in the warrior 20X, for example, there are like the different levels: intermediate, advanced, elite. If you do an elite routine there, and then you do like athlete 20X, like phase 3 explosive workout, and then like some of the hardest movement routines in the program. It's, you know, so it all depends on which type of workout you do from there. But I think if you make it sensible, they're not too hard, you can do this. Recovery is something, you know, because you usually feel this like internally. If you feel like you're all beat up or tired and something, you know, don't do this type of training. But for me, it's always like if I feel good, I usually just keep going. And then I might keep like even like a week full of just rest, but I can go alone like a couple of weeks or, you know, even 3 weeks or something.
I think that's a good question. Does diet play into energy cultivation, or does it just seem that most spiritual teachers are vegetarian? And actually in the Qigong course, we have the 30-day meditation routine from the master. And during the routine, he doesn't recommend eating meat or or red meat and avoiding certain foods, because when you are meditating, you really want to dig deep into different energy and different consciousness, and I think like meat and onions and like stuff like that, it changes, has a very different impact on the body and the mentality. And I think it's more for the fighting Qigong, like that kind of diet, but for the spiritual calming meditation, then it's better to eat vegetarian.
Yeah, and it especially has like effect, you know, on the sexuality and stuff like this. And actually, what we didn't mention, the cover in the course.
Yeah, but yeah, it really is like the more spiritual teachers, they're only focusing on the yin part of the spirituality, only the soft part and the feminine part. That's why they're mostly vegetarian. But if you want to be like a complete spiritual teacher, you should have both. You should have the soft and hard. Then you will have the complete insight and approach, in my opinion.
It's true.
But somehow, right now, it's only the soft part is like the spiritual, and somehow the hard is not. But both should be combined.
Yeah, that's interesting actually. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like the master was explaining that if you don't have the hard stuff, then how do you even know what the soft is, in a way? And also in Shaolin, at least, like they're in Kung Fu, a lot of what they do is they actually start with the hard style, and this hard style actually also develops internal features as well, and it goes to those. This is like this weird transference to soft styles and hard styles there. So there's always like a balance. Are there ideal and different times for Qigong toning, purification?
Yeah, I think everything is covered in the.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think this is about it. So as we said, like tomorrow should be the release of the program. So look forward to that. And go to by the way, the warriornego.com is the website where you can sign your email, so you get notified immediately once it's out. That's about it then. Hope you all got a good idea of the course already. Tomorrow you will get a lot more information about it then. All right. Good.
Yes.
Yeah. Good night, everyone. Stay healthy.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, wherever we're from. Yeah. Okay, take care, guys.